Jabari asks, what makes someone a monster? And this episode gives us a crash course in the answer to that. The title monster is tricky and hella subjective. For seasons, various characters referred to James St. Patrick as a monster. Hell, Tamika started this spin-off series stating in court that Ghost was a monster of untold proportions. The class is breaking down Frankenstein and using the text to explore the idea around the makings of a monster and its racial undertones as presented in the literature. I love how they use academia in this series. It's truly brilliant. Lauren notes that people are scared of the creature based on what it looks like, tying directly to how the world seems to look at people of color. But Tariq dives a bit deeper with his theory. Lauren didn't know this, but her dialogue around the conversation that was supposed to touch on racial undertones quickly turned into an icy, almost debate about right and wrong, and going as far as talking about murder and drug dealing. This is the moment when Tariq's Lauren love bubble bursts. Her statements of "some people deserve jail" triggered our young kingpin, and he takes the opportunity to call Lauren out on it, bringing up TASHA. He says, "Everyone thinks the creature is a monster because the way Frankenstein made him, but maybe it's the way that Frankenstein treated him. Maybe that's why the creature is a monster." Come on, Tariq. After class, she reinforces her point, saying murderers and drug dealers deserve to be in jail. And that puts the nail in the coffin for what could have been Lauren and Tariq. It's very interesting to see Tariq grapple with the idea of being a monster in this episode, because up until now, while we know at the core he's a good kid, it seems that he spent years trying to be a monster. He wanted so badly to be like Kanan, Tommy, and even his father, whether he wants to admit it or not. And it's beautiful to finally see him looking up at his life and maybe deciding that he wants something different. Laz Alonso, Detective Santana, the police officer charged with investigating the GTG gang member killing at Stansfield, pops up on the scene, and whether it's as a cop or not, we are excited to see him. For weeks after discovering his involvement with the show via IMDb, there has been speculation swirling around his role on the show. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of hoping for the Ghost brother storyline to be true, but we're here and we get to see him become the spark that unravels the well-hidden criminal underbelly happening at Stansfield. We're gonna talk about his clear and immediate interest in Professor Milgram another time. It makes sense as to why Carrie is always asking so many damn questions. She's a former prosecutor. Okay, Courtney, just slide that fact on right in the episode, I guess. No wonder Ms. Milgram thinks she can get to the bottom of everything. Initially, Professor Milgram is tasked with helping the investigation into the murder on campus by doing interviews with students so that they can remain anonymous and come forth with any information that they may have about the murder. And of course, Jabari, old jealous ass, sees this as an opportunity to stake his claim with Carrie and not a moment to protect the students that she intends for it to be. Anyway, those two are charged with this task, and that's how we end up with both of them in Carrie's office looking at Zeke's photos and both finding new but separate clues that they hide from one another. The mess that is their constant interaction and toxic relationship is truly annoying. The episode opens up on Kane and Guap disappearing a few bodies. The GTG crew that he killed before sparing Guap, to be specific. Kane can't possibly think that he's going to be able to keep Guap under his thumb. The crazy thing about Kane is that he does shit and knows that it's wrong, but still continues to do it. The way that he looks at Drew when Drew sees Guap is still living and breathing, says it all. Kane's bright idea now that he's out of the family is to own the streets. And he briefly pitches Drew to join him so that they won't have to worry about Monet and Lorenzo, and obviously Drew declines. I mean, I would. Kane is not leadership material. Dude is too erratic for that kind of responsibility. When Drew goes home and tells Diana and Monet about his conversation with Kane, her only response is that he should have shot every one of them. Shot every one of them. Lord, our good sis is fed up. This episode is not just an exploration of how Tariq is or is not a monster, but all of our characters and what situations come into play to make them whatever way they are. In the conversation with Monet and Diana, Drew states, "What if I want something else?" And Monet tells him flat out, she wanted more for him as well, but she got past it and now he needs to get past it too. As in, let the idea of going anywhere, doing anything, and being any more than what this family wants and needs you to be, go. Throughout the entire season, we have seen Drew grapple with the choice he has to go with what is expected of him, be a monster, or do what he wants to do and be free. Loving the video so far? Click the subscribe button to lock in with Erica Vane TV and never miss a video. We drop new power videos daily and more. Also, give this video a like. Sax thinks he's on top of this, but the boss at the DNC, Stephen Ott, is not going to sit back and watch. Sax's random search for contraband into Tasha's cell comes up empty and puts Stephen on high alert. It is another thing the defense can use to discredit Sax. So being the astute politician he is, he puts a private detective on Sax. Sax and Davis go to blackmail Epiphany into testifying, and they lie to her to get her to testify, saying that she will be helping Tasha out, and we all know the plan is to get her on the stand and get her to say Tariq's name so that they can get him thrown into the mix. This backfires on both of them when Ott's investigator takes pictures of them at the meeting and uses them to blackmail Sax into turning on Davis. The two of them, I can't. Zeke may not be the only one falling in this situation. For a moment, it looked like Carrie just might be into Zeke more than she would allow herself to admit. But her professor mode kicks in and she starts snooping to learn more about what is actually happening with Zeke. Carrie needs to leave well enough alone. Her and Jabari connecting separate dots is finna get them both killed, and questioning Zeke about his family and the GTG is just stupid, sis. This could be the end of their relationship as we know it. Brady and Tariq are not back on track, but they may get there. Tariq levels with Brady in this episode, telling him the truth and getting him to help offload the coke that Monet gave him instead of his normal order. Tasha sending a kill call with Paula on Epiphany was just ridiculous. I get it, Tasha. You figured out what Davis is doing, but if Paula figured out what you were saying, you would have made the mess worse. Literally, Tasha cannot seem to stop getting in her own way. But thank God this does not backfire on her. Monet is in the thick of it. Last episode, we saw her completely dismiss Kane from the family. Now she is leaning even harder on Drew and Diana to keep their drug train moving, and that has proven to be harder than once thought. Drew is very vocal about their need for help, but Monet is Monet and sticks to what and who she knows. Later on in the episode, she has to explain to Zeke what exactly happened at their school. And Zeke mentions Professor Milgram, which is all Monet needs to put two and two together and go up to the school to make sure that Professor Milgram falls in line. These women. When Tariq goes to kill Epiphany, I was stressed. Even more so than when he went to try and kill Tamika. But this defining moment is great. When Tariq learns that she's not trying to go to jail, wants to help Tasha, and really just wants to run, he makes another choice and instead of killing her, gives her the money that he owes Monet so that she can go. It is brilliant and a Ghost-like moment. Remember when Ghost went to pay Maria Suarez to leave town and not testify? He also decided that day that he didn't want to be a monster. I don't know if y'all gonna feel this, but I got very emotional when Tariq stood in front of Monet and told her that he did not have her money. The last 10 minutes of the episode are the most powerful as we see Tariq walk into a meetup with the TEJADAs without the money that he owes Monet because he gave it to Epiphany. Monet immediately pulls a gun on Tariq as the consequences for missing or late payments is a bullet in the head. And Tariq is fine with this. It is set up like he walked in knowing and wanting his story to end this way. Is Tariq tired of the life? This life? His life? He makes a statement that is still ringing in my ears stating, "I hurt everyone that cares about me," while the show takes us back to moments with Lakeisha, Tommy, Kanan, Raina, and Ghost. It's an emotional flashback that puts Tariq's entire story arc into perspective. Before Monet can pull the trigger though, Rico and his crew litters the bar with bullets, hoping to kill Monet. Kane is seconds too late, and when he arrives, he finds Drew shot in Monet's arms. From there, things go from bad to worse, with Monet threatening to put Kane down herself, him killing Ramirez out of anger, Tariq deciding that he's going to confess on the stand. It's all bad. Next week is the Powerbook 2 Ghosts Season 1 finale, and it's sure to be jam-packed with action, emotions, and revelations. Everyone has been talking about Tommy coming back in this season, and he has one more episode to do so. Join us as we live tweet the finale with fellow fans. Follow us and message us at ericavane.com, and we will retweet, like, and respond to your reactions, your theories, and your overall what the moments. Honestly, live tweeting with the audience as we watch makes the experience of seeing the show so much better. And be sure to subscribe to Erica Vane TV by clicking the button below. We post new videos daily about the Powerverse and your favorite series and films. We already got the trailer for Raising Kanan, and the word is that Powerbook 4 Force is coming soon. So the videos from us will not stop. You do not want to miss it. I'm your host, Erica Vane, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Bye.